How dangerous is this situation?
Extremely dangerous. If there's a miscalculation on either side, something could happen. What are the chances? We don't know. I think diplomatically it'll work out at the end of the day. But again, you know, the people in most danger, Frank, are the South Koreans, because whether missiles could hit Guam, you're questionable, but South Korea
Well, Seoul is 10 million people, and
absolutely.
It's just across the border from North Korea.
Yes, just a few miles away.
Let's talk a little bit about President Trump and the sort of tone that he has struck, the words that he is using, locked and loaded in that tweet. Does it feel as if he's trying to pick a fight?
I don't think he's trying to pick a fight as much as he's trying to send back to North Korea and the regime the same sort of rhetoric or language we're getting from them. Is that wise? We don't know whether that matters. But we do know that diplomatically, of course, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and that's where we hope it gets flushed out.
Brian, some people are saying that what the president's doing is unpresidential, but others will say, look, he's finally saying what everyone is thinking, which is stand up to this guy and tell him we're not going to let this happen anymore. We've been trying diplomatic solutions with North Korea for years, and really hasn't gotten us anywhere.
Well, no, and as a matter of fact, all we've done for years, frankly, is kick the can down the road through successive administrations. When we knew that the North Koreans were attempting to get the technology they needed to build these weapons, and we had other things on our plate, and that's Republicans and Democrats, so everybody's got equal fault here.
A lot of people obviously monitoring this, a lot of jittery people out there. How concerned should the people of Guam be, those on Hawaii, and us here on the West Coast?
I just don't see the crisis in those terms. I think it'll be worked out diplomatically. You know, really the people who are in the gravest danger are in South Korea. Guam, could the missiles get there? We don't know whether they'd be shot down. And, you know, it gets into a military discussion.
But is the president putting himself in a tricky situation by saying, if you do this, we will do this?
Yes.
We had the same thing. We talked about this at 5, that President Obama said the same thing with Syria. If you cross this line, we will do this. They crossed that line, and we didn't do anything. That's
the danger. You've got to be careful when you're speaking internationally that what you say you're going to do, you do. Otherwise, you lose face. People around the world say, hey, you know, he's not going to do anything.
The problem is what he's saying we will do could potentially cost hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of lives.
Right, and the way the nuclear world has worked is on the basis of what's known as MAD, mutual assured destruction. Mm-hmm. We don't know what this means here. They are not going to destroy the United States. We don't even know if their intercontinental ballistic missile system could enter space and come out the other side. I mean, technically, we actually don't think so in some respects. But again, South Korea is the place where it would just be catastrophic.
Let's talk, though, about the diplomatic solutions, because most people do not see Kim Jong-un giving up his nuclear ambitions. So what would be the potential solution here?
Well, you make a good point. I don't think they back off from their desires around nuclear weapons. I just don't see that, because it makes them an equal player in all of this. We're going to have to settle probably for international monitors stepping down on the program somehow. We're going to have to find a saving face mechanism here.
There are a lot of people who think that Kim Jong-un is young and crazy. Is he smarter than we think?
Yeah. I don't think you can hold together that kind of regime for as long, 6 years, as he's held it together, executing potential adversaries, even family members. He's brutal. He learned a lot of lessons from his father and his grandfather, and he should not be underestimated.
All right. Brian Sobel, always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you.
Thank you very much.